as a guard, square up and knock down the open shot.
Well, how about his balance there? I mean, you're knocking your defender back, staying on 2 feet, and finding a way to get to your little floater.
Barthelemy, quick crossover against Bryant, who was pursuing him. KJ Lewis slips a beautiful pass that can't be handled. It was right in traffic.
And without a walk in the game, let's see if Biddle could get going offensively.
Barthelemy pulls up from mid-range and hits.
He's a very...
Love with the
whoa!
Someone's got to finish that off.
Boy, just be solid if you're Arizona right there. What a swing.
What a sequence.
It's because of the way that Biddle can impact shots at the rim. Shot fakes, head fakes, look to spray it for your threes.
Biddle taking that contact, that double team coming. Barthelemy, his first three.
Extending their pressure. They're going to look to turn you over if they can. Those back cuts are going to be there.
Barthelemy knocks it down. It's a two-pointer.
Top 15 in terms of offensive rating. 58 from the field, 46 from three. He's had a monster year.
Sixth player of the year in Conference USA.
Got to switch it up. Well, Oregon has been fortunate on a lot of these Liberty misses.
Be on the team. Is that the deal? Everybody score, everybody comes out, next group in.
I guess.
10 players average at least 14 minutes for Michigan State. Nobody else in the nation could say that. That's just incredible. Strength in numbers, their mantra, and they live it. Biddle cut off. Barthelemy will take a deep three and hit it. But they also can trust Van Tracy and Barthelemy out there. That's the beauty offensively. Richardson goes down, and Bamba comes away with it. Bamba just attacking. Barthelemy Pogo hot into a three.
Where Oregon was battling like an all-defensive team member that he is against Malik Renew, making it very difficult on that catch.
Shellstad, stop and go. Barthelemy, pump, and score. A 10-0 Oregon. And Angel comes away with it.
Boy, great agility to get away from the defense. Just didn't get the finish. Again, Brandon Angel being guarded by Luke Goody, and Oregon doesn't recognize it. He's had success every time he's been in the box.
Bamba kicks it out. 5 on the shot clock. Barthelemy sees it. Floats. Back down.
That was his 8th assist.
That was his 8th assist.
Galloway getting busy.
Tough shot. Barthelemy.
To remind our viewers now, Oregon's coming in on a 7-game win streak. I mean, they're playing their best basketball of the season.
After they lost 5 straight.
Yep.
But it feels like everybody in the league had a stretch. I mean, that's an extreme stretch, but everyone almost went through it.
Outside of Michigan State, everyone had theirs.
Barthelemy, shot clock low, and he hits the three.
Oregon, Biddle, no foul. Nice look underneath and knocked away by Tracy. A lot of contact, no whistle.
I think Tracy got away with one there.
Lean in, nice shot.
Feeder said he's not going to do a lot off the move, but when he's set and that ball gets swung to him, shoots a very good percentage. Crowd into it now.
Barthelemy around the seal. Nice job by Angel to create.
Happen against a bigger player.
Just 2 points for Angel in 12 minutes so far. Biddle draws a crowd into Shellstad in the corner. finds a shoot. Barthelemy launches and knocks it down. Over 5 minutes without a bucket for Oregon.
I'm playing through Biddle the rest of the way. He's been too good today. He's been too good all year. Make Washington make some decisions defensively.
Biddle gives it up. Barthelemy for three. Got it. What a shot.
1978, but Galloway's adjusted quickly.
He's been an important part of their resurgence. The last 3 games for Galloway, 13 points and 8 assists. He's been awesome.
6th game back in the starting lineup for him. Barthelemy never shy.
I thought Biddle got away with a foul there. That would have been his 3rd.
Shelstad not shy, but it goes in and out. And Barthelemy the rebound. And the finish.
Yeah, Coach, I got you. Next time, let's keep an eye on that. Next time Oregon shoots a free throw, I want to see if Mookie Cook comes back.
Barthelemy gets the clear out from AG for the dunk. And the Trojans have come ready to play.
Sometimes they call that. They didn't call it that time. AG did a great job of sealing that guy off and letting St. Thomas get all the way to the rim.
Barthelemy.
A lot of times it's the main guys, but sometimes it's the other guys that step up. You saw that watching before we came on the air. Brennan Rigsby, who thought he would have had a game-winning 3 for Minnesota.
Career high 20, and we were watching the game here. The student section, part of the student section sits behind us, and they were watching the game cheering for Rigsby.
Yeah, it's kind of surreal, isn't it? Watching Rigsby hit a game winner for Minnesota in front of the student section at Oregon.
Because he used to play here, and you could hear people murmuring in the student section. Is that Rigsby? There's Barthelemy.
Percentage-wise, that's why. What I just said about Claude, that's why it's a problem for him.
Still has not scored.
Well, you get that deep, Biddle's going to come get it. You just will. Too tight to where that screen was set.
AG lost it, and he peels himself up off the floor after what must have been an exhausting first half. And nobody hops into a...
In a lot of nights is enormous. How many missed shots and how many turnovers have been created by Nate Biddle?
Barthelemy, that jumper's a thing of beauty.
Doesn't matter.
You ever have a teammate foul and appeal with the score? To take 2 points away from you? Barthelemy.
He knew better than that. Not scoring on Biddle in the paint, so you might as well get in there and find and then spray it out to shooters.
That's 5 blocks for Nate Biddle today, under 5 minutes remaining. So the theory is, and it's a theory and a question, but I think Oregon under Dana Altman does a very good job of running offense with the lead. There's 4 on the shot clock,
yeah,
and he gets an open look.
I think you're right about that, but I also think it has to do with the depth. You know, you hedge towards Shelstad and Biddle, and this guy hurt you.
Oh, man. Barthelemy!
That's something good when they've been just bringing it up the floor on one side shot. It's not been good.
Yeah, anything 15 and out for Oregon has been off the mark today. Here's about a 15-footer, and that does drop for Keeshawn. And they go.
Though they're playing at a faster pace, they still continue to take great care of the basketball so they don't beat themselves.
Number 11, Mookie Cook in black. First time we've seen him get some tip today. Barthelemy trying to take the taller crowd, and it worked to perfection.
Yeah, that's really good that I'm hearing defensively from Oregon. The switches are loud.
Into the shot clock here, taken away. Mookie Cook mentioned he just came in the game. He gets a steal. He finds Barthelemy, and all of a sudden we've got a 10-point game. Inside of 8 minutes, Biddle back on the court. He attacks too much, but right to Barthelemy. Might not have been on. Cross-court skip, Klesmit. Yeah, they dodged the bullet.
Dodged a few, because there's been a few of those wide-open Badger threes that they've been knocking down as of late.
The crowd can sense that Oregon has a new lease on life here. Barthelemy with a 3.
Brock Harding had committed to shoot that. He was in a drop, but got a great contest. Harding finding the roll.
6 straight makes for Iowa. Barthelemy
making him score over the top.
Harding the open man for three. In and out to Bamba.
It's been a struggle for Brock Harding. Just 28% from three in Big Ten play.
Trying to get the pace going a little bit. Barthelemy with the shot put for two.
Really good body control there by Josh Dix.
Bamba says, no, I'm not going there. Backs it out. Biddle back at the scorer's table to come back in with 12 to shoot for Oregon.
Nice triple switch there. Evan Braun's came over. He pushed Brock Harding out. He took on Supreme Cook.
Not much going for Oregon, but that makes it right. Barthelemy lead for the first time since it was 1-0. Evans looking to get it back. Finds Barthelemy. And the answer from Keeshawn.
7th in the Big Ten in scoring. Nate Biddle, one of the best shot blockers, had that one dialed the whole way. Barthelemy never shot. Bailey, all he needs is a little space, and Barthelemy tracks it down. So Bailey now 1 of 4 shooting in this first half. Barthelemy hits the three.
And another turnover for Northwestern. That's the 5th of the day. Bamba. Barthelemy bounces into a three, and he hits for the Ducks in a win.
That was a while ago. I don't even remember that one.
We'll check the tape.
Last couple of minutes of the half, real important for a finish for both teams. One, to keep the momentum for the Ducks, and then to keep your head above water for the Wildcats.
Shellstad glances at the clock, sees it's low. Barthelemy attacks, and he's got.
The staff's got to be happy.
Martinelli trying to back in on Biddle and gets swatted away. Second block for Big Nate. Barthelemy, he is quick to let it fly. That is pure from Ty Berry, his 3rd three of the night.
If Ty Berry gets his feet, he's got a chance to make it. They just got to find ways to get him shots.
Biddle drives and creates.
And a frantic pace in the first half, turning over. Second half, you're in front of the coaches, you're running your stuff, you're executing, and they've done a great job of that.
We mentioned they've played in a lot of close games this year. And hoping this becomes another one. For Oregon, who was shot at 50% for the game, but Northwestern shot it at 48. Shellstad's been the man. Barthelemy's hits a big one. And he beats them.
In that right corner over there and then contest with a high hand. No lobs.
Bamba trying to find somebody. Barthelemy. He got it. And Oregon puts up.
Reuben Jones get activated as well.
Look what I found, said Trey Donaldson, but he has a miss plucked by Biddle. No look into the corner. Barthelemy, high arcing three is good.
Michigan likes to get the ball up the floor quickly.
Shellstad, nice step back, grazes the iron. Ball bounces around into the hands of Barthelemy. The tip won't go. Swatted out. Barthelemy, another chance. That again off the rim. Somehow Angel secures it. And into the hands of Barthelemy, where the 3rd time's a charm. Brandon Angel.
So we had an interesting talk about Reuben Jones and his adjustment from the slow pace of North Texas to the fast pace of Michigan. It's taking him a little bit of time.
Barthelemy for three, and it's a 1-point game. And
pair to go to the rim against Michigan, because Wolf and Gold, they may not block a lot of shots, but they sure enough alter a bunch of them.
Well, their paint dominance has been shown on both ends of the floor tonight. They're outscoring Oregon 24-8 in the paint on the offensive end and the defensive end. It's hard to find room in there, which is why Oregon's not able to score.
Thriving in yet a new system for him at Michigan. Accepted his role, and he's really done a great job.
If you're going to survive in this era of college basketball, you've got to be flexible enough to learn a lot of systems.
Great point.
Shellstad No look. Barthelемy's three is true from the top of the game.
But then they have plenty of opportunities still.
Yeah.
When you're in the Big Ten now, the remaining games, like, you can really help yourself if you get hot and win 3, 4, 5 in a row.
5 of their next 7 are quadrant 1. Well, Fred Hoiberg told us it's as good as he's seen the league in several years. Maybe the only thing that he said matches his first year. Barthelemy didn't catch that clean, so couldn't go up. Instead, dribbles in to a mid-range jump. Headed towards a 4-7 record if this holds here, the final 38.9. Barthelemy.
15 points, 23 minutes the first time. He's got 5 early, and UCLA hasn't missed from 3.
Empty side now.
Barthelemy got it for 2.
A nice little.
He was 32% last year from 3, but you feel like there's a little more ceiling there for him. He played a ton of minutes for that team last year.
Of late, he's been more effective.
Barthelemy for 2.
They're real solid. It can be mesmerizing, though. The matchup, a lot of pointing, a lot of exchanging bodies.
There you see Mara out high working with Biddle. That 3 from Barthelemy is good.
Work in the open floor. And the D that set it up.
That was reckless and beautiful.
Watch Biddle on the pick and pop.
Barthelemy changing direction, and he puts it in.
Was it a turnover?
But they filled the lane well enough to create the turnover as Perry hits the front iron. And Oregon will play Nebraska on Sunday to try to figure this out. That is not a squeak of a shoe. That's a
line of vision of Mitchell, and Mitchell drew the defenders. You saw the green jerseys have to respond to him, and that allowed Garcia to step into the 3.
Oregon needs something, and they got it with Keeshawn. Had his best Big Ten game on Tuesday. He was everywhere. Bamba starting to get it going. Driving kick. Barthelemy. 3.
Bamba, he's left alone.
They're going under now and short closing on Bamba.
Barthelemy in the mid-range. And makes the second. We're just talking about UCLA and Wisconsin, Don. UCLA held off the Badgers.
It's a good win for UCLA. They've lost 4 straight conference games and now back-to-back beat Iowa and Wisconsin at home.
Like Mick Cronin got him going. Getting home helped. Barthelemy snaps, stumbles, and scores anyway.
He tried to pull up from there, but he did lose his feet a little bit and then shot a floater instead of a pull-up.
Biddle. That's a 3. It's good. They'll review it. 3. Harris blocked by Biddle.
Yeah, Biddle got a piece of that. Good surge here by Oregon to close the half.
Barthelemy with the basket.
Right, it was the #1 note I took getting ready for this game. Pick and pop with Biddle because of the hard hedge from Penn State. Well, different ball handlers out there for Penn State today. Leads to the transition bucket. Play on the ground. Kwame Evans was coming in to help right at the last second. Didn't have time to wind up for the shot. It's one you could probably sell a little bit better as the shooter, right? I suppose. And it did go on Evans. He was the man coming from behind. Kwame Evans called for his first foul. Barthelemy shut off. Gives it up for Shellstack. Clock dipping down again. Barthelemy lets it fly. And got 3. Line change coming after that timeout. The tired bodies out there. Stewart almost took advantage. Shellstack and his hot shooting carrying right into today with 6 early. Barthelemy with a rainbow. Blocker altered. Nothing there. That's a big dude. He drove all the way to the basket in Bamba. Oregon trying to extend the lead again, up by 1. Do a timeout, the next dead ball. Bamba hops in. Still pivoting. Johnson with him all the way. Barthelemy leans in.
But hit the zone, and then you got to start attacking the offensive glass as well. Kwame Evans on the floor, number 10 in black, can do just that.
A career high for Dillion with 17 points. Answer
20 down. Just keep playing. And I know that sounds simple, but when you hear it every day, if you get down or up on game day, it doesn't change your approach. I think some of the redundancy of the messaging helps the Ducks, and I think it's reflective in their record in close games.
Barthelemy 3, nailed it.
All right, that coupled with his work ethic, one of the reasons why he's been so successful so early.
Talk about high praise as Barthelemy hits the base inside. That one finds the good roll from Sean Stewart.
Sean Stewart doing a good job of getting behind the defense. Superb athlete at that post position. Barthelemy, this kid I like. He can go get his shot at any point.
Angel working it around to the top, and Raheem Moss. Shot clock at 7. Good defense again for the Buckeyes. Can the Ducks find some offense? On the drive, there's that guy, Keeshawn Barthelemy.
Fantastic job. That's great two-man action in the post. And Stewart with the finish over the top.
Little contest by Stewart, closed quickly on him. Entry, nice catch by Angel. Barthelemy with the 3. Oh my! Keeshawn
back in, Supreme Cook. Tracy Barthelemy in Shellstead. Approaching the minute mark in the first. Barthelemy, nice move.
That's a tough right out of the gate, right back to that pick and roll. They didn't get a jump shot out of it, but they got an uncontested layup for Julian Reese. Oregon has to make some adjustments defensively because they get picked apart.
That was way too easy to start with the Terrapins. Barthelemy swinging it to Reese. Shellstead looking to set a screen. Can't. Quick hands by Queen. Took it away for a moment.
And Queen has to be disciplined on defense and not reach in and pick up a cheap foul.
Barthelemy, that was well talking about at halftime. How about Kevin Willard, who didn't really mind the effort Thursday night, just didn't execute down the stretch, and they don't hear defensively. Barthelemy
dropping dimes.
I mean, it is a confident Jackson Shellstead today. Queen, no, high off the glass. Here come the Ducks again.
Yeah, that's a tougher shot attempt with your left hand.
Getting some stops in the second half. Looks like a different Oregon team night.
Well, look at the big fella denying Jackson Shellstead out here. I think he might be holding him, but the
you're
refs
right. I mean, he's face guarding him like the box and one.
I love it, man.
Top of your screen right now. Look at the defense. Barthelemy says, okay, you're going to box score.
Yeah, we talked about that in our last broadcast. I used to love shooting the technicals to try to pad those stats a little bit.
It's the kind of guy you are. I know that. Just working with you a couple times. Yeah, exactly.
I'm willing to admit
I understand.
I'm not going to shy away from it.
I'm right there with you. All right, 76 all. Shellstead, who has had some kind of day.
Yes, he has.
Biddle. Reese fell down trying to draw the foul. Kicks it out. Yes!
Forced him into mistakes. They just got him in foul trouble early.
Nate Biddle still sitting.
Yeah.
Here comes Barthelemy. Sasha Kobiecki makes his first appearance.
General managers or scouts, they would say Dylan Harper #1 and Kasparas Yakuchonis for Illinois #2. But like Braden Smith may or may not be an NBA player, but he is a heck of a college.
The Oregon 10 seconds to shoot. Tomley step back, triple with the hand in his face, can't connect. Bamba pulls down the board. Weber State 1 of 10 from downtown so far. Barthelemy working around to Biddle's screen, down under, and he's got it. 5 points per game, under 40%. So quickly the other way, Weber State can't finish down low. Barthelemy weaving, fading, hitting.
In this game.
Step back triple, Tomley just off the front of the rim. Cook pulls it down. Barthelemy pull-up triple. You bet.
Agarwal with the layup. A lot of guys go back and play their former team and really want to put it to them. I don't think that's the case here with Brandon Angel.
He's not getting the return game in the gym where he played, right?
No,
playing in an unfamiliar place. Keeshawn Barthelemy, a double-digit scorer off the oars.
Went in looking for the foul, didn't get it, but was still able to finish. I like that guy. Guys go in there looking for fouls, and they don't get it because they're not trying to score. They're just trying to get the foul. Turns into a bad shot as Barthelemy another three.
That first attempt, but I like the fact that he stayed with it. Got the put back to go.
It's still really early on. That's kind of the danger zone part of this, even though it was a big Oregon lead. Barthelemy stays locked in.
This kid has a chance to be special. Same high school as Peyton Pritchett. That's his idol as a player. He's rocking Peyton's number. If he can produce like that, boy, that'll be something. That's just too easy right there.
Barthelemy.
Here's Mack. Clean look.
Oregon would want to get this pace going a little bit faster, especially off of makes.
Nearly a turnover. Barthelemy steps in, and he hits.
Probably shouldn't have stepped in.
And he is on fire from three, his third of the night.
CLA is really tough when they're making threes. They're not ever going to be a great three-point shooting team, but when they make them, they're good.
Barthelemy. Daly, the transfer, the sophomore from Oklahoma State, and the Bruins turn it over. And Barthelemy lays it in.
You know how hard that shot is, going away from your strong hand, off of 1 foot, fading away from 15.
Barthelemy.
Also allows Oregon to set up their press, too.
But he misses the front end, and Angel tracks it down. Barthelemy, quick trigger, and he buries it.
Sports app. Ashley is going to be there on Saturday. And
so this is just a warm-up for Ashley tonight for that?
Yeah, they said go watch the Ducks play basketball.
And it was funny because I was talking to Dana Altman, though, guys, about how good it is for the
happening here the first 8 games, and I think we've already said that it would be great for Eric Musselman and his staff to get a big win like this over a ranked Oregon team tonight.
Long 2 for Barthelemy.
With points, rebounds, assists.
Averages 5 assists a game.
Yeah.
There's the first 3 of the night.
Just what I was talking about, reading the defense, what they're doing, who's guarding them, and making the right play.
And 6 of 6 shooting. Meanwhile, Oregon has as many turnovers in this first half as they had in the entire game against Alabama the other day. Barthelemy, he's been a settler for them, and he's rebounding is even. So
it's just surprising. I thought USC would be out rebounding Oregon, just watching the game.
Barthelemy had a really good first half, and clock now for Claude. The length of Angel, and Barthelemy knocks it away, and then Bamba rips it from St. Thomas. Bamba.
Kick out.
Barthelemy hits the 3. And
couldn't get the first one to go, but a second chance bucket. And the activity of the Alabama bigs on display. But you're right. I mean, it takes a minute for teams to figure it out, but these tough opponents, great shot there in Vegas, but he looks like a terrific young player. Halfway through the first half, championship game in the Players Era tournament. Barthelemy reins in a three-pointer. Mookie Cook on the floor for Oregon. Minute 8 remaining. And on a cut to the basket, extra pass, Barthelemy. Quick release over Stevenson. And he needed it a year ago. Shelstad drives it. Shelstad, no good. And it is run down by Cook. Another chance. Barthelemy hits it with it. Secures the possession, though. Oregon up 7. And Barthelemy hits again. Keeshawn Barthelemy. Yes, indeed. Don't settle. Attack. Get to the cup. Oregon in a drought over 4 minutes. 6-0 run for Alabama. Evans kicks it. Barthelemy, three-pointer, good. Every time.
Sure we execute and get a good shot attempt here on this possession.
Neither team a foul to give. Double bonus both ways. Possession arrow belongs to Alabama right now. Biddle, center of the wagon wheel. He's been excellent tonight. He's a good passer. Finds Barthelemy. Barthelemy's hit big shots all night. Barthelemy rises up, and the floater is true. The touch in the...
He initiates the offense. Careless giveaway. Barthelemy on a race to the rim.
He lets the ball touch both sides of the floor, and then he takes his time and is able to walk into a three.
He's buried all three he's taken from distance. He's 5 of 6 from the floor, leading all scorers with 13 points. Angel seeing 2 on the baseline. Barthelemy comes to get it from the mid-range, and it falls. Bamba versus Bird. He got a piece, didn't he? No reset. Barthelemy for 3. A day ago. Barthelemy catch and shoot. Got it.
And that's their 4th second chance point.
Bamba battling to keep possession. Here's a 3 on the way. Jackpot. Keeshawn Barthelemy.
Renowned for the same thing.
Exactly
incredible
right.
index of out-of-bounds plays. That time Supreme Cook got out there to contest a little bit on that.
Yeah, he got there quicker. It was not the open shot that Lake had the last time.
There's Barthel in baseball, the Oregon State baseball program. They've won 3 national titles in this century, and they will play an independent schedule. That's Key Barthelemy, and there's
nice pass inside. KJ Kwame with the finish inside for Dana Evans again out of the and a steal with the press. There we go.
Creates a turnover. Bamba.
A little more aggressive. They turn the heat up and they get the turnover.
Boy, tough shot, Barthelemy. Make of the night.
Yeah, how about, now he's, well, I guess he doesn't get the field goal attempt either. The small consolation. Raheem Moss was a really good player at Toledo. He's played well in terms of his floor game, but he hasn't scored much for Oregon.
Oh, Barthelemy turned the corner, and then he...
Conaway was right to look at the roller, but if he can drag that out a little bit, I think there's more space to ultimately get it to Bellamy for that dunk.
Points for Angel, Biddle, and Tracy so far for the Ducks. Tracy works with it in the corner. He's guarded by Sang. That one's going to be good. Second unit in for Troy. Trying to cut into the deficit. It's Keel on the reverse layup. No good.
I think you can appreciate how the refs are letting these two teams play. It's pretty physical from jump, but back and forth.
Field trying to make it a 4-for-4 stretch. Rigsby Jr. with the 3 leaves it short. No hesitation to fire away with that one, but it's no good. Oregon with a chance now on offense. The 3 this time attempted by Barr in the first half. Jackson Shellstad still scoreless in this first half. Barthelemy with a 3 in the corner. He connects.
Rapp is calling for it. Stripped by Jadrian Tracy. 2-on-1. Barthelemy for 2.
Now they got to pay it off on this end of the floor.
Little flare screen from Biddle. Barthelemy is good.
A stop, a contest, and a defensive rebound.
Biddle chasing Ballou, forces the miss.
Plenty of time. It's got to be a good shot.
Biddle, the trailer catch. Barthelemy all the way across. Tracy, Bamba, great ball movement on this possession. Barthelemy looking for more.
Inside, and it was a pretty comfortable look for Ballou. Micah Ballou and Vincent Delano really good off the bench.
11-3 for Portland, but Barthelemy has
3, and then they need to create a turnover or a foul situation.
Barthelemy for 3. He's had it.
Here's Pickens with the lay. Pickens looking for a slam, and then
kind of lost the ball on the way up, and it's a turnover. Here comes Oregon. TJ Bamba cutting pass inside. Barthelemy up and in. His first points up.